Hey guys, whoops, I don't know what's going on. Somehow we lost connection. I was saying I'm live from Dallas, Texas. Yay! And our signal was bad. Our signal was bad, and I'm not sure what went wrong. And I see the lighting's not exactly right, but you know what? Here I am in that dunking booth again. So y'all asked me your question. Somebody just handed me a question. Hey, Alicia, thank goodness you're there. And Jane's doing a great job. It's just hard. And Mal, yay, you made it on the live one. Mal, ask a question. I'm sure I've been missing you. Okay, it says, the question was, what can I do about constipation and then diarrhea and then leakage? It can't seem to get to the potty on time. So it's weird because you would think it'd be one or the other, either constipated or diarrhea. But the truth of the matter is that a magnesium deficiency is the same, whether it's diarrhea or constipation. So I really like a product called Physimag. Now, before y'all think I'm talking about Natural Calm, I'm not. Hey, Connie. I'm really talking about a new product called Physimag. It's a substantially, hate to use the word cheaper, but it actually is. Latasha, hey baby, I miss you so much. We're talking about Physimag. Somebody had asked the question, if you're 1 minute you got diarrhea and the next minute you have constipation, it's almost always a magnesium issue. And what is so interesting about that is that you can't have high blood pressure or diabetes if you have enough magnesium. And people that they do autopsies on, that they're also, if they have Alzheimer's, they're low in magnesium. There's a bunch of magnesiums out there, and you know we have a gazillion, but the one that I liked the best was Natural Calm, and now I found one that was substantially less money. Hey Paula, hey Miss P, wish you were in Dallas with me. Wish all my friends were in Dallas with me. Mal, how far are you away from Dallas? Hey, Claire, thanks for joining us. Mal, how far are you away from Dallas? Like hours and hours and hours, didn't you say? Go ahead, guys, ask me some questions. Okay, so we were talking about magnesium. I started thinking, well, if you can't have high blood pressure, diabetes, or Alzheimer's if you have enough magnesium, why in the world? Yes, Miss P needs to be in Dallas. Why in the world would we not all take magnesium? And magnesium affects so many different things, and there's so many different forms of magnesium, but the magnesium that I've seen work the best before was Natural Calm. But the price kept creeping up a little, and then we found one we could put our mouse in. Yes, another country, 1,000,000 miles away from Dallas. She is in Texas, but she's not in Dallas. If we know that magnesium affects that many different things, why would we not all do magnesium? So it took me, golly gee, when I actively started trying to replace it, I found the one that is my private label, and we now have one called Physimag. Substantially cheaper, stronger, and a better chelation. Okay? Come on, guys, ask some questions. Miss P, you had a question. You had a question about when we were going off the air last week. What was it about? Vertigo. Okay. Isn't that amazing? I remembered. Usually vertigo is a sign of something to do with allergies. So usually if I fix people's allergies, then the vertigo goes away. But I like to couple that with a Newton homeopathic called dizziness, vertigo. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it said dizziness or vertigo. I can't remember. But I know that it's a Newton, and I know it's a homeopathic, so anybody can take it. I keep repeating the anybody can take it part, Miss P, because I know you were asking that question for an elderly person. There's Miss Hilda. If you could tell people only one thing that would improve their health, what would you say? Okay. My mother says I should write a book called Drink water, stop sugar. And I said, Mother, if I write that book, not one person would ever buy it. But that is what I say over and over and over and over and over and over. We must stop the sugar. And here's why. Because if you look at it this way, that most disease is inflammation, and the number one cause of inflammation is sugar. So how crazy would it be that we would not do enough sugar? I mean, we would do sugar at all, and we would not drink enough water. So the two most important things nobody wants to tell you about because they don't make us any money. I know that sounds so ugly. Mal says no sugar. Yay, yay, Mal. But nobody wants to hear that. People get mad at me about that. They do. They get mad at me. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that people that I know, well, I mean, I'll just give one friend's story. The last time I saw her, she was eating cookies and ice cream in bed. And she died of breast cancer. And I tried to tell her, you can't do sugar. Sugar feeds cancer. But besides that, even if you just have arthritis pain. That was a good question, Miss Hilda. The bottom line is that nobody wants to hear that because they think they're the different one. Right, Latasha? They think they're the only ones that have trouble giving it up. Okay? Hey, Sonny. We're glad you're with us. And Bonnie, thank you for joining us. How much water do I need to drink? Great question. Half of your body weight. Nobody wants to hear that part either because that's a whole lot of water. And the more you weigh, the more water it is. But I will tell you, I had my big bottles of water sitting out the first time that I said, I know that I'm never going to do the water if I don't measure it and sit it out and look at it as I drink it. Almost like I had to see myself accomplishing something, okay? Hey, Ricky. Hey, sweetie. I think I married the wrong brother. Does anyone know that? Oh, David's not even on Facebook. If you guys tell David. But anyway, the right brother just came out. Okay, so I laid out all this water that I had to drink, and I turned up the first quart, and I'm like, Lord, you got to help me with this because I can't drink all this water. And he said, do you know how many children died while you complained about having to drink water? So I try to keep a really good attitude now. I try to realize that we are very blessed to be able to drink all that water. And I do a program that I've done for Rotary, for a few different Rotary clubs, about how you can't do anything without the water. God fearfully and wonderfully made us to get rid of all of the toxins. But you can't make anything, not even oxygen or blood, without water. So people that have swollen ankles or swollen legs, it's from not drinking enough water. The bottom line is that you have to drink half your body weight in water. And nobody wants to hear that. And nobody wants to hear give up sugar. But you know what? When your friends start dying of cancer and people are walking around that are in their 50s and 60s and they look and act like they're in their 80s, somebody just called in the middle of a live video. I love it. Okay, so Hilda wants to know, what about water filters? Okay, good question, good question, good question, good question. I have a water filter I like the best. Is that Rick? Is that who Richard is? Rick, is that you? Oh gosh, wouldn't that be wonderful? I can't see the picture. I think that's you. Donna, yay, another partner in crime. Donna goes way back to the Virgin Islands, but then so does Mal. Mal actually goes back before Donna. Can you imagine that, Donna? Of course, Dawn and I were telling stories last time, but Mal and I aren't telling anything. We're not telling anything. Hey, sweetie, back to you. So my favorite water filter. I actually had gotten approval from the bank to pay to finance a $10,000 water filter, and this was back when we had $10,000, or even the credit finance $10,000. Well, I found a water filter that was less than $200. So that is definitely my favorite. So y'all need to contact me, contact Sweet Basil's, ask about the water filter. And actually where I learned about the whole, I had somebody in Dallas want me to ship them the water filter. Donna's saying that she's heard some of those stories. Hey, V, I am sure looking forward to seeing you, V. Like I told y'all, I'm in Texas right now, and I get to see V. I think it's on, I don't know when it is. Sunday, isn't it, V? I get to see V. Okay, Latasha, my photographer, asked, what's the deal with black tea? Oh, that's good. I thought your photographer's going to say, what's the deal with her terrible makeup? Latasha, you're supposed to help me. You're supposed to help me. I don't know what they're saying, what's the deal with black tea. The most important thing is the green tea. I think the black tea may just make you feel better, but I know that's got some attributes, and I don't have my cheat sheet. Actually, I do have my computer right there, but I can't seem to be able to read all of y'all's questions and then be able to research at the same time. So I literally am that guy that's in the dunking booth. So I'm right here for y'all to decide what you want to talk about. Okay, I don't know how to answer that question, Latasha. I'm not quite sure what the question meant. What's the deal with black tea? I love tea, and I tell people when I finish my half my body weight in water, and no, y'all aren't going to hear how much that is. When I finish all that water, then I drink iced tea. I mean, I drink unsweetened iced tea because what's the most important message? Stop sugar, drink water. So once you've finished your water, and once you've finished, then I drink iced tea. I drink unsweetened iced tea with Cal liquid stevia. Okay, what is it good for? Black tea? I'm so sorry. I don't have a cheat sheet in front of me. I know that I don't think black tea. I mean, I know black tea's got some attributes, but I also know that black tea can also hurt people that have high blood pressure. So I don't know. I guess I could look it up, baby, but it might take me a second. But stick with me. I'll try to look it up. You know, I've got all my notes in my computer. It's just that I didn't have it ready because I wasn't going to cheat. I really like green tea better than black tea, okay? I know that black tea's got a bunch of attributes, but I don't think it's nearly as good for you as green tea because green tea has such a profound effect on your immune system. So to me, that makes a lot more sense. And also, and Latasha, you'll love this. I just say this because Latasha's almost as obsessive as I am about dieting. Anybody know what my password is for this computer? Maybe it's this. We'll see. Yay! Where was I? Got distracted. That's why I wasn't going to do that. Oh, I had a client. I had 2 clients. Paula said she loves green tea. Hi, Karen. Welcome. All that I've read, it's pretty much the same as green tea. No, it's not, baby. It's not. I'm sure that it is not. Okay? I know that for a fact that, but what I was going to say is that the green tea, I actually had 2 clients that lost a whole lot of weight doing nothing but the green tea. That's the only thing they changed in their life was the green tea. Now, I am not one of those people. I am not one of those people that had that profound effect from green tea. But I do take it every day. I actually take the pill kind, but just because I'm lazy. But I do drink tea, and I drink black tea because I'm usually in a restaurant at lunchtime, and I put Cal liquid stevia in it. But as far as for health benefits, I don't think, and Karen, forgive me if you're right and I'm wrong, but I don't think that the black tea is as good for you as the green tea. But we're about to check my database. I have a paid medical site that I really, really love, but I also put my own notes in there, and it makes it easier for me to go look and see what I already researched. But it's still loading. Sorry, guys, because I knew that it would be hard for me to research while I was live. Okay? Okay. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you, everybody. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to do those hearts. Okay, we're up. So let me see if I can research it real quick for you because I knew that there were lots of, oh, it's not going to compare the two for me, though. It's really not. See, and now it's not working. There. Okay. Benefits of green tea. There's a whole section on the immune system, but that's not really what you're asking. You're really asking about the benefits of black tea, because everybody knows green tea is so good for you. Hey, Sonny. Oh, wait, it is remember the condo in Atlanta. You've been my hero for over 25 years. That's so sweet. That is so sweet. And Rick, is that really you? Hey, Marino, welcome. Rick, is that really you? I'm sorry, I meant as far as the things I've heard good about medically, not as strong benefits. Okay. Black tea prevents aging, alleviates pain, helps with weight loss. Okay, I don't think black tea does as good a job at all that, Donna, just from my experience. Rick, it is you. Yay! I'm so sorry, baby. Ask that question again. Oh, melatonin. Yes, melatonin works, but Rick, you really need to have me ship you the sweet basil one, because it's just this little sublingual one. It's crazy cheap. The problem with melatonin for most people, and Sonny, thank you for saying I've been your hero for 25 years. That's so sweet. It means a lot to me. One of the mistakes that people make about melatonin, and this is one of the things that Dr. Oz recommends that's incorrect in my opinion. We love Dr. Oz because Dr. Oz helps us sell things that never worked, that went out of date, and then Dr. Oz talks about it. But when he talks about melatonin, he doesn't talk about how you shouldn't swallow it. My experience, and I've only been doing this 37 years, but my experience with melatonin is when you swallow it, then it has to go through the digestive system, and then it doesn't work as well. Where if you do it sublingually under the tongue, then it puts you to sleep and keeps you to sleep. And Rick, you know, we ship all over the world. We don't charge shipping and handling, just actual postage. So you might want to look at it because it's crazy cheap. I mean, I think it's something like I shouldn't quote the price, but I think it's something like $11 for 120 of them, and you use one. Okay, so I mean, it was like nutso, and it does have a special label on it. Donna, black tea also helps with blood circulation, aids in constipation. Okay, all those things, it does not induce sleep. So if they're claiming that, then I disagree with everything they say. Oh, and Rick, it's really wonderful that I occasionally get to see you on Facebook and see how happy you are and how happy your family is. We miss you in Thomasville. Of course, I miss everybody right now because I'm in Texas. Okay, so what now, guys? All right, Hilda again. What's the big deal about bread? Lord's Prayer says, give me my daily bread. Okay. Oh, Alicia's correcting me. Our sweet basil's melatonin for 120, it's 120 in the bottle, right? Is $9.98. How crazy is that? Okay, for 120. Okay, Hilda was asking about what's the big deal about bread. Okay, the bread that we have now is not the bread that was in the Bible. And I'm not so sure that the bread that the Lord's Prayer was talking about was actually the bread you eat. I think it was more of all of the, what's the word? Connie, are you still there? What's the word I'm looking for? When it's everything that God provides for you, it's all sustenance. That's what I think. I don't think it really meant literal bread. It probably means food also, but I don't think it means bread. But I can tell you that the bread that we have now is not the bread that they were eating back in the times of the Bible. I will tell you that. Hey, Mandy, welcome. We're glad you're with us. Okay, ask some questions. What else? Alicia, am I right? 120 in the bottle? That's too funny. You knew it was $9.98. I love that. Donna, that was unleavened bread too. Right, exactly. But even so, the carbohydrates, and even when it's organic, all of that. The whole issue about carbohydrates is balance. So, and some people will say to me, so you drink wine and yet you say you don't, not to do sugar. And it's absolutely a valid correction. I do drink wine and I don't eat sugar. But when I'm drinking wine, I'm having a carbohydrate where the rest of I'm having a protein where the rest of the world's having a carbohydrate. So the wine being a fruit then I think that you better make sure that you don't spike your blood sugar. That's the whole issue. You don't want your blood sugar to go one way or the other. Okay? All right. I hope that made sense. What else? All right. Somebody just handed me another note that said I ache all over. That I wish I would ask them online so everybody could read them. It's hard to look at yourself in the mirror and talk to y'all. So keep talking to me so I don't get so distracted. And quit saying squirrel. Okay. The question was, I ache in my bones and joints. What can I do? Okay. Nobody wants to hear it. Stop sugar. Drink water. I have found that most people's pain goes completely away with that simple little question, with that simple little response. But then nobody wants to say that because you're not buying product. You're not going to the doctor. You're not doing drugs. That doesn't make anybody any money. What would you recommend to help alcoholics stop drinking? Oh, that's a really, really good question. I think that probably the most important thing is prayer. Of course, I feel that way about all addiction. And I also think that a support group is important. So I know a lot of people, a lot of family members that have been very successful in 12-step recovery groups. So I really like AA, and I really like Celebrate Recovery. I like all those groups, but I think the reason I like them is because they're so busy. Hey, Marilyn, I think you've got a support group there, but what supplements? I'm a part of a police officer. I am part of a police officer first responder group with it. Oh, yeah. And it's interesting you'd say that because part of my family that goes to 12-step groups, they're also law officers and they're also alcoholics. And always makes me wonder about the, which came first. Were they alcoholic and that made them go that way? I think she said after they stopped drinking. Hey, Nikki. Hey, sweetie pie. I sure miss you, darling. I miss you so much. Well, supplements for the liver after you stop drinking, that's a different thing. Hey, Marilyn. There is actually a supplement, 2 supplements that I can come up with. Okay, of course, serotonin, but, my favorite serotonin is my homeopathic dopamine serotonin. And the reason people are alcoholic is low serotonin. Hey, my favorite. You're my favorite too. I kind of like Dada too. Anyway, that's Angel. Low serotonin is probably what caused it. Hey, Rob. Is probably what caused the alcoholism, but it's also interesting that we do not extract our B vitamins from our food properly. So I think that B component is also super important, but specifically B1. So maybe it would help to, of course, doing the serotonin, dopamine, and I've had some alcoholics in my office just burst out crying when they find out they could have done a cheap homeopathic serotonin and it would have made such a difference in their alcoholism. Okay, that was one issue. The other issue is that we just don't extract our B like other people do. When there was one alcoholic in the bloodline, Nikki, last week it was funny because we had a lot of family people on there that would come up and all they'd say is same family. But it's true, we're low serotonin and we don't extract our B. So yes, that does create alcoholism and also just plain crazies. So first of all, a support group. And that support group can be a spouse or a friend or a Sunday school group or AA or Celebrate Recovery or whoever it is that helps you unscramble things in your mind and encourage you. Encouragement is such a big issue. But then second of all, as far as physically, I really do feel like serotonin is the issue. Thank you, Sunny, for showing me what you're saying. But I don't agree with herbal supplementation of serotonin because I haven't seen that it works that well. And when I say herbal supplementation, I mean things like St. John's wort and all that. I don't find that people respond as well to that as the inexpensive homeopathic. But then also you got to get the bees, and the bees are really, 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 really important as far as how we respond to stress, whether it pushes us over the edge or whether it energizes us. And then the one bee that I think makes the biggest difference is B1. If I remember correctly, it was B1. I think it's B1. Okay, those are all really, really good questions. What else? Nikki, you got a question, baby? I got a question for Nikki. Nikki, what does it mean if your dog is eating rocks? My precious Samson is eating rocks. What does that mean? Oh, Sonny, thanks so much for the question. You got another one? That was a good one. That was a really good one. What does it mean when your dog's eating rocks? I know that it can mean something bad, but I was just wondering if y'all had any idea. Okay, so the main issue is to make sure that you stop sugar. Now, when I was doing a weight loss seminar, your dog eats rocks. Paula. So we have crazy dogs, but I'm hoping Nikki's going to answer. If she's there, she'll answer. I know online it says that it can be a real problem. It doesn't have to be. They can be just trying to get attention. Nikki's saying he needs toys, but he doesn't need toys because he's older. And he's also right around me and eating rocks. So, I mean, it's not that. I think it might be something else. And plus, I gave him a toy, that little psycho dog that he gets to play with. Anyway, somebody's asking about infused water. Infused water. I know that they're selling a whole lot about it. Okay, is there a homeopathic supplement for more energy and clarity of mind? Yeah, Donna, usually, in my opinion, the most important thing for more energy and clarity of mind, well, besides prayer, of course there is a homeopathic. Nikki, I want to hear you, but the problem with this being live thing is, so you really think it's all behavior. Okay, if that's coming from Ann, that's good. I mean, not that you don't know dogs too. I don't mean it that way. I've always turned to you. It's just that now I know Ann knows the medical part of it also. Clarity of mind, more energy, homeopathics, absolutely, absolutely, without question. But I find that most of us really need that serotonin. So Donna, you need to have me send that dopamine serotonin, especially. That's a better one. Hi, Pam. Glad you're with us. That dopamine serotonin, I've got a little test that I give. Oh gosh, I was going to give that little test to my last client. Oh, that was from Ann. Yay! Nikki, not that you're not the expert. I have always turned to you, but now we have one extra little tool with Ann, so yay. So here's the thing. I'm sorry, can somebody tell me what time it is? My phone is not telling me what time it is, and I want to make sure I don't go over. It is right up and down. See, I think it's time for me I have to go off, guys. But it was so good to talk to you. But I want to go ahead and answer this question. I want to go ahead and answer the part about a homeopathic for energy. Of course, there's all kind of homeopathics for energy. But Donna, I wish you would call and make an appointment. 7 Eastern. Thank you, baby. But I'm in Texas. I'm on slow time right now. Okay, Tiffany, you're not on from California, so you're not gonna yell at me about the slow time. Those people aren't awake yet. I'm sorry. Donna, make an appointment with me, please. And those of you, so most of the people that are talking live with me know that you're going to make an appointment with me. I don't charge for that, which I realize sounds kind of crazy, especially when you're married to a missionary. But if you make an appointment with me, and Donna, yes, I would much rather you come from Chicago, but if you have to make an appointment on the phone, then yeah, that's okay too, baby. But let's talk about this. Let's take it apart, because a lot of times beautiful young girls your age that are talking about those particular issues, it's usually a hormonal issue. And yes, I have a favorite hormone, again, homeopathic, again, inexpensive, that you can take right on top of everything else. Thank you guys for your questions. Thank you for your support. Thank you for shopping at Sweet Basil's. Thank you for telling all your friends. And save your questions up for next week, or call the store and make an appointment with me. God bless you. Bye-bye.